But you're from Brent, innit?
Yeah.
Them sides.
I mean, to be honest, kind of makes sense. Well, Camden's kind of that like, it has that kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
what's the word I'm looking for? Like creative. Like you just see it on the streets. You know
Facts,
what I'm talking
facts.
about?
Yeah, definitely. I've noticed that as well. Actually, the
Like
roads.
even like Shoreditch.
Short.
Like that area there.
It makes sense.
They got that kind of creativity feeling.
Vibe, innit?
Yeah.
So even in the streets, like you can tell.
Like you just see a lot of like paintings on the wall, like street paintings and stuff.
It's not just there's bare studios as well in this area. So it's like, that's the culture almost. Creative culture.
Yeah.
I'm back in London now, innit? Yeah. So right now I'm not really. I haven't because I didn't reapply for another pure gym in ends.
Oh, so
yeah. So right now I'm just out of. I'm freelancing right now, basically. Yeah. But even then, PTing, now I'm out of it. I'm taking a bit of time away from it. I think. I'm a bit. You probably might feel it soon as well. The fatigue is like you can see how I see you in the AMs and
I ain't slept, fam. In the last 2 days I ain't slept.
This is what I'm saying.
3 hours. Tomorrow I got 6 AM. Client at 6:30.
Bro, I used to be in so much distress when on Thursday 6 AMs and clients after. I was like, nah, man, this is not cute. Like, and cause your things, what Shoreditch, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm checking like nearly an hour to get there.
So I was saying. Luckily, me and Cov, I was 10 minutes away from the gym. And even that was like, I couldn't even deal with that alone. Like
tomorrow, I've got a 6:30 till basically 6 PM. I got clients throughout the day.
12 hours. Yeah. And it's them ones where, because you can't even go yard, so you might train in between your sessions or just chill around. And just next thing, your whole day is just collapse.
Yeah.
Gee. PT and it's
Obviously, it's just for the experience, isn't it? I don't see this as a long-term thing for real.
Yeah.
Is that Michael?
Yeah, probably is, yeah. That's how I saw it as well. Mr. Man.
Yo, Mr.
V Taper in the cut. Yes.
How you doing, man?
We're good, man. We're good, bro. Go on then, make sure that's close.
Let's go.
Kozar, innit? I saw him.
I don't know how they see you,
bro. I was just about G, like literally. And it's funny how ever since I saw him that day, that was when he started content again. And I've just seen it every day on my YouTube, Insta, TikTok. I'm like, Aaron David really got the plan.
Oh, man.
Alright, but let's go ahead and jump straight in then, guys. So, welcome back, everyone. It is your boy Cease the PT here, aka Clive. We're back in for another conversation with the man. Then got a familiar face. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves.
I'm known as Michael. Follow me on Instagram, Mike Muscle 6. That's it, man.
Yeah. And we have got a new face in the building. My boy, introduce yourself. Let them know who you are, what you do.
Yeah, my name is Jason. I'm a personal trainer / online coach as well. Also digital content creator. I like to make content to motivate, teach and inspire people. And yeah, that's what I got going for me for now.
Yeah,
see what the future holds.
Great work, man.
Defo. Yeah, I mean, and you know what it is the last time I saw you was last year we were shooting the Total Wipeout video.
Was it?
My first YouTube video. If you haven't already, go and have a look.
Yeah, go watch it. That was
in the YouTube. And it's funny because even at that time you were telling me about how you was doing your PT license and whatnot, and here we are now along the line doing it. How long you been doing it for now? How long has it been?
So I didn't get qualified actually till January this year.
Yeah, they long it out.
I started officially in a job in beginning of March. Yeah.
Okay.
Since then it's been alright. Obviously you're self-employed, so you know when you're in a self-employed business, it's never good from the start. You always have to work for it.
It's a bit shaky, isn't it? Yeah. What do you think? Because you know, a lot of the growth I experienced on the gym floor as well, I'm seeing you actually go through it as well. What would you say if you were to try and pin it into one thing? What would you say is the greatest thing you've learned about yourself or just in general from being on the gym floor?
I would actually say I don't want to say the word confidence, but confidence stems into it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm looking for a better word. Discovery.
Yeah.
Why I say that was because, like, obviously I knew I could talk to people, but to the extent that I'm doing in the gym, I didn't know. Yeah. Like the thought of teaching classes back then, like, used to get me shaky.
Yeah, it does.
Yo, Jason, you have to go teach an LBT class. I was thinking, I don't know, you know, because talking to people is one thing, but then demonstrating exercise as well, that's another thing.
Yeah.
And I remember like my first couple of classes, I had like 20 women inside.
Yeah.
Like women as well, you know. So
Overwhelming, bro.
overwhelming, bro. Like they're just staring at you, looking at you for like guidance. Like you're teaching me, bro. You know, and I'm like, okay, gotta keep composure, and then eventually, like it just becomes second nature.
Yes.
Like now when I walk into any class, it's like, all right, guys, any injuries before we start? My name's Jason. I'm gonna take you through this.
Innit?
Easy.
Yeah, and it definitely being on the gym floor definitely improves your social skills and like your ability to interact. It is weird, and especially in them classes, it's an anxiety thing. It's like the view changes because I was like that as well. Like, why is everyone staring at me? Well, of course I'm at the front in my pure gym uniform about to teach this class. Of course they're staring at me, and then once the class is done, it's like, oh. That was alright. And you go through more of those. Next thing is just like it's just easy, isn't it? It's interesting that since you actually started working as a PT, I've seen a shift in your content. I was telling you beforehand, innit? Do you feel like your contents? Do you feel like a shift's happened in terms of your content creating?
Yes. Before I never used to have that much videos where I'm actually talking in the video.
Okay.
So now, back then it was mostly like motivational or like, you know, workout videos where you're just like jump cutting it to the beats, etc. Yeah, now it's more interactive, I would say. Very much more interactive because now I actually have to teach as well as like entertain people.
Definitely. Yeah. I hear that. And it's funny because even I noticed that as well where I found the camera becoming like a third person. So the same way I talk to a gym member on the gym floor, I found myself interacting with the camera the exact same way. So it was weird because it was the same lens I'd be staring into essentially, and it was easy to like use it with everyone that I interacted with. Innit? It was quite interesting.
You know, it's funny. I think I saw a video of you two at the park. You were talking about the camera lens. I never heard that perspective before. You know, it's very interesting.
I remember that.
It was just vibes, man.
Yeah, man.
Literally.
That's what happens, though, isn't it? That's what happens.
It wasn't even planned, was it?
Just literally just flow with it. I think those moments happen when you place less of an expectation on the end result. Like. 100%. Just kind of jump into it, not expecting anything, and then all of a sudden you come out of a masterpiece, and it's weird.
Literally, man.
Yeah, I noticed that with your content actually. I noticed that with your content, like even with Michael here and Darren. Oh yeah. So you guys' conversation, like it's the reason why I like it because it's not your typical conversation. No. As in you have like actual intellectual conversations, and obviously. You know the common conversation people have now about self-improvement, motivation, discipline, all of that. Yeah, that's a very good conversation. But then you guys took it to like another level. Like you're talking about like extra celestial stuff. Like, like you know what I'm saying? Like you're just talking about things that I don't usually speak to people about. And I find that very good. Like I think people need to be more open-minded to those kind of conversations. So that's one thing I did have to give my props to you in.
No, I appreciate that, man.
Is it easy to take in when you're listening it from your perspective? What do you say?
At first, I was thinking, what in I can imagine. I'm hearing some next words.
I hear it.
But that's how it starts, isn't it? And then eventually it soaks in and you understand it more.
Innit? I think with that conversation, you have to have experienced certain things. So, because we've been having this conversation since, you know what, it came up on my a year ago before, where we first linked up at that gym in... when we linked up at Better Gym. Okay. And that was when we had our first like kind of mic'd up conversation from then, innit? So from then, and then that was when we shot the pod and we had all that going on. And it's like, this conversation's been ongoing, and it's like, if you'd plugged in from the beginning and you've experienced life, hearing what we're saying would almost be refreshing because it would only reinforce what you already know in a sense. Like you would be able to relate to it more in that sense. It's an interesting journey, isn't it?
Man. It's crazy. A year ago, you know.
Yeah, I know. But a year ago, so consistency now with content creating.
Look where we are now.
Yes, yeah. How have we found being consistent? What things are we mindful of when remaining consistent? Maybe for new content creators, but also content creators that have maybe hit a plateau. They're kind of at that state where, like, you know, I don't know what to really do. I'm in this space and I'm like, what could I do to maybe take it further? What kind of mind things are you taking into account when you're remaining consistent when it comes to content creating, would you say? Because I know you've branched out to YouTube now, which I like as well. Like, YouTube's quite it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because it's like it's almost like it's raw. It's your real true character, isn't it? And it's like you can't. A lot has to go into it. You know.
Video dropping today, guys.
yeah. That free bro shit. Yeah.
You want to take that question?
I think it's quality, man. You gotta make sure your content's quality and there's substance to it. I feel like it's more than just the physique. It's more than you just showing off your physique. You gotta show your personality. People actually have to like you as a person to gravitate towards your content. And again, it's not easy, but
it gets done.
Gets done, man.
Yeah.
Consistency. That's what it is, man. Literally.
Yeah.
I think so.
Definitely.
My advice to those who hit a plateau, however you say that. I would say take a minor break. Because that's what I tend to do, like every couple of months. I'll go like a week without posting. Yeah. And just like brainstorm new ideas. That's what I do. Like journal for one. And like get like sticky notes and brainstorm ideas. Because that really helps. And then when you come back, ideas are just flowing through your mind. Yeah. Oh, the last time I did that, I think was like 2 months ago. Since then, I've been posting every day, like 7 days straight. Yeah. I'm even now on like, I'm trying to be consistent with posting 2 times a week on YouTube. Wow. So, and you know, posting 7 days a week on social media platforms such as TikTok, Insta. That alone is hard.
I know.
And then now on YouTube, long form content. So you got to take a break sometimes. Let's brainstorm ideas.
Definitely. I think, you know, you feed so much into the virtual world, into your virtual world, but taking some time away and being in the real world seems to help, because one thing you said actually that has actually resonated with me so much from when I last saw you said when you're the content, the ideas are infinite.
I remember I said that.
And it's I think, you know, it's so true, and this is what I was kind of hitting at before. Since you became a PT, it's almost like you've added more to the narrative of Jason. You've now got more to express, you've now got more to talk about, you've now experienced more as well from being on the gym floor, you've grown. So organically it will express through your content in an authentic way as well. So I always do say, I think, you know, experience some real life stuff and it will translate organically into your content. Definitely
be the content. Brad Layer, that's how I got it from a guy on YouTube. He said once you understand that you need to become the content, content creation will be so much more easier. Because now you don't have to be thinking, what do I need to post, what do I need to post. You become the content. Like today, literally just filmed the video just like that, turned on my camera, just spoke, whatever. Bit of edits, new YouTube video.
In terms of posting, would you say then, do you post for yourself or for other people then? For your viewers, if that makes sense?
I would say, obviously you have to post for the viewers, but at the same time you don't want to be a slave to your audience. So you have to post what you actually enjoy to do, what you like to do. At the same time, yes, you need to post for your audience, but then I also think, if you're posting content that you actually enjoy, because your audience kind of already enjoys similar things to you, they will naturally enjoy it as well. But that's a tricky question. I'll say half and half. Half and half.
What do you think, Michael? Was that like same, innit? Hit the zone on the head, didn't it? I think it is weird. I think in terms of posting, I post for myself. I actually don't really. I realised actually at first I was like, okay, what are they going to receive? What are they going to do? What's the algorithm going to like the most? But I think after a while it became a thing of like, you know what, I feel like this. I feel like posting this today, or I feel like creating this today. And I guess in that you just kind of build your own, you find your own mojo in a sense, isn't it? It's interesting, to be honest.
I guess it's going in the flow, isn't it?
Yeah, precisely. Like that, Precisely. I think, you know, and I think about, we come from a space where content creating isn't natural. So, I don't know, I think with certain men from our areas, we might have friends or whatever, like the idea of like turning the camera on and like, hi guys, it's your boy, you're playing the character, innit? And I feel like that might cringe a few people out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yo guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, make sure you leave a like. You find yourself playing this character, which people might like, oh, that's wet, I'm gonna stop that. But I think, but then in saying that, think about it, you set the camera up to make a video, it's just you and the camera. So there is no other judgment there in that sense at that point in time. So I feel like whatever thought you have at that point in time is only a reflection of your self-perception.
Hit
You know
the
what I'm
nail-
saying?
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, so change your self-perception and all of a sudden things like content creating will just kind of feel natural. It won't feel like an ickish, cringy thing to do, innit? It's weird. It's weird, actually, yeah.
That's so funny. That last sentence you just said,
Yeah.
I literally said that in my YouTube video today.
Oh, is
bro.
it? Okay.
I said perception is everything.
Yes.
Like, you change the way you look at something and you change that thing completely.
Defo.
I literally said
Yeah,
that.
that's crazy. That's crazy. But it's universal, then, isn't it? It's clearly valid in that sense. Thinking like that is definitely valid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, perception is a huge mental faculty that people need to understand.
Yeah.
Like, once you actually change the way you look at something, that whole thing changes completely.
Definitely.
So maybe we both said that today. It's funny.
Yeah. But then in terms of like, so see when you do post, yeah, be real. Are we looking at the numbers? The views, the likes?
To a degree.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Is it?
To a degree. Depending on what the content is, especially. I think to a degree.
It'd be better if you only see like a limited amount. And then it's like...
You know, it depends how much effort I put into that video.
Yo, people don't understand how much mental energy goes into creating as a whole, innit? It's crazy.
There's times I want to smash my laptop. Premiere Pro.
Yo,
I want to be smashing my laptop sometimes. I'll be on YouTube typing, how do you do this? How do you do this? The video's taking too long to explain it. I'm now getting mad. I want to smash my laptop. Oh man, they don't understand how much it takes to make good quality content.
Nah, word. How often are you looking at other people's numbers though? Do you look at the other fitness influencers' numbers, those in your field? Are you
I used
doing a
to,
bit of what's working for you? And
but you don't know how long it took for them to get to that point though. That's the thing.
True.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I used to do that. I used to. But then eventually you have to just,
ride it out.
Yeah.
Ride it out, no.
Do you want me to be completely transparent?
What?
I was looking at both of you man's views this morning actually. If you're watching this and you post content regularly on Insta, I've probably watched your thing as well. Like I like to see, them ones like you set up shop in the business. What's this one doing? What are they up to? Oh, so this tutorial seems to be okay. Let me add that to I might consider doing. You know what I mean? A bit of background research. I do find myself doing that a lot. I think, but they say comparison is the thief of joy. Innit?
But I don't think that's comparing what you're doing though.
You don't think?
What you're doing isn't comparing.
It's analysing.
Isn't it?
There's a difference. There's a difference. If you're now watching, let's say, Michael's content, you're like, okay, he's doing this, I need to do that as well. Or how come he's doing this and I'm not doing that? Then I think that's when it becomes a problem. But if you're looking at it, it's like, okay, Michael did that. Okay, how could I, take away from what he did and implement something that's similar to my content?
Be honest. What's your honest opinion
on
like our views and stuff,
on
and things for improvement too? Be completely transparent.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Wow. It's hard to tell because I see myself as being in the same boat as you guys, innit? Wow. I think, okay, what's the first thing I see? I mean, it's tough to tell because I look at from where you started because I've obviously seen you from the beginning and where you are now is like, okay, I can see you've got I like how you lot are authentic. Like, you're not disingenuine. There's nothing... You can't really sense any shyness or any camera shyness or any sense of anxiety. So with some people that do post, you can tell that there is still... Almost like they're being forced to make the content.
It's interesting that you can sense that.
Yeah, you can definitely sense it. You can see it. You can see it. So, I mean, any drop, I don't know. I don't know what to really say. Like, No, not right now. I can't. It's tough to tell. Maybe I'm being too kind. I don't know. Maybe
why do you ask that? Is it?
No, because I'm always
how you're perceived, innit?
Not even how I'm perceived, but like I feel like I could be better. I'm very critical of myself, man. I can definitely say that.
What are the common things you feel like you've seen in yourself? What are the common things that pop up? What are the thoughts that are like recurring in a sense?
I guess it's just consistency. I'm feeling like, man, if I'm posting every single day, I could be in this position. I could be getting this amount of views and stuff, and I don't know. You
do have spells away, don't you? Yeah, I've noticed that.
Why is it that you're inconsistent?
Bro, it's definitely harder than it seems, man. Obviously, I just got started with it really properly. So, it's up to me. I'm not gonna blame anyone else but myself. I just need to take out the camera, set it up, shoot, post.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is, because I've done the groundwork already, built the physique.
Yeah.
Now the world needs to see through the other eye.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that you asked that, because this now questions my perception on content as a whole, how I perceive content, because I don't actually consume content. Like, I consume content, but I haven't consumed content the same since I started creating. I think in life you're doing two things. You're either consuming or creating. It's anything. Like, you could be on a bus, you see a billboard, you just consumed that piece of content. You go to work, oh, Clive, open this file, look at these documents. Like, you're consuming the content, literally. Or you could be the creator of it. So I think as creators, we don't really look at it from a consumer's perspective. We might be looking, like you said, what can I add to this? Oh, this is what's popping. So maybe I should, do this, add a few tweaks to it, whatnot. So thinking of like negatives and stuff is quite tough to do. But yeah, in general, the way I consume content has definitely shifted as well, which I find quite interesting.
Okay, yeah, I understand what you say there.
Yeah, do you get it?
Like, before I actually started taking content much more seriously, it was more of just like endlessly scrolling through social media. But now, when I'm scrolling, it's like, okay,
methodical.
I'm trying to look for something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to look for ideas.
Yes.
So I agree with what you just said there.
Definitely.
Like, I had to let that sink in first.
Yeah, you had to deep it.
It makes sense still.
I hear that. And I think even in terms of like just posting, right? I think I've managed to detach myself from this idea that, and I expressed this recently, I thought to be in front of a camera, you had to be a certain someone. So I always thought you had to be like an influencer or someone of some sort of high status to actually be a content creator and express your true character behind the camera. So once I kind of evaporated that idea, and it's like, no, I am me, and right. So the same way you post, your virtual existence, yeah, the same way you post your content, you post yourself, is no different to the way in person you think your own thoughts, if that makes sense. So let me think about it. So obviously you post, for me, for example, I'm Clive. In person, I think Clive thoughts, obviously, right? As I walk around and just do my thing. The same things on social media almost, where I post for myself as if they're my own thoughts, if that makes sense. So my virtual existence is where I almost exist as myself. And from that, I've kind of got rid of this perception that they're divided, that they're separate. I see it as this one entity. Whether this camera's on or not, I'll be doing what I'm doing where I am right now. The only thing is the camera's on and I'm being documented.
And you're capturing.
And I'm capturing the moment. Do you know what I mean? So with that, is like, in terms of anxiety, the anxious thoughts I used to experience beforehand and whatnot, I realised they disappeared quite quickly once I saw things that way, which I think is quite cold. Yeah.
You're cooking, man.
Yeah.
Cooking for real.
Nah, man, literally.
Okay.
Nah, I think, okay. Yeah. I'm just seeing what I've got.
Is that screen supposed to be on? The
No,
preview?
it's not on. Well, once it records, then it turns off. Or it just goes black. Yeah, you can't really see yourself in it.
No, just making sure, like,
that it's not. Oh, nah, it does that still. Yeah. Okay. So then, for you guys personally, then, so we're quite comfortable behind the camera. I obviously expressed how there was a certain change that I went through where I saw content creating as like it became inferior. The camera became inferior. The same way I see my phone as quite inferior as well. Like, I used to a lot of people post thinking a lot. Do you remember the time when Snapchat before private stories or Instagram before these closed friend story, everyone was just posting like anyhow. I remember even Facebook, bro, I would be going to simple McDonald's and me and my brethren, I post that at McDonald's with XYZ, post that main Facebook story, main Snap story, and you didn't give a toss, you didn't even think about it at all. But now it's like so much pressure on aesthetics, so much thought into how will I be perceived. All of these things have now been surfaced, which creates this whole distortion when it comes to content creating as a whole, to be honest. Bro.
Interesting takes.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I like these kind of conversations.
Yeah.
If I'm talking to people and it doesn't make me think, like, if I don't zone out because I'm thinking, then you're not challenging me.
He does this a lot.
He does challenging me.
In our previous pods, people probably think he doesn't say anything because like he's like confused, but he's like me in the sense that he absorbs.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I think the smartest people in the room always stay silent and they absorb information. And it's like it's tapped when there's 3 absorbers in the room because it's just literally no noise. It's just silence. Like it's just no. It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Bro,
I swear down.
That was funny.
Nah.
Because for real, like, I'm just sitting, when you're talking, it's like, like to a point I even zone out from what you're saying because I'm thinking of the previous one you said. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Then I deep it.
Yeah.
Then for the first time, I deep it. Then I analyze it. Then I pick each word.
Yeah.
Then I come up with a response.
Okay.
I bet it's nothing for you, innit? You're just expressing, innit?
No, do you know what it is? That happens to me at an accelerated process because I've these thoughts, everything I say are all thoughts that I've already thought about with myself anyway. I'm in constant conversation with myself. So
100%.
when I open my mouth, it's literally just a continuation of what's already in my mind. You know what I mean? Which gets me in trouble sometimes. I don't really think when I talk, but I've been scrutinized for that at times, but... it's what it is, man. It's what it is, man. For real. Yeah.
But I mean, it's good though, because it shows who has critical thinking skills and who doesn't. Like, if you're talking to people and you say something and they respond immediately, it's like, did you even understand what I said?
Yeah.
Or are you just responding to what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's good that you're around guys who are able to actually listen to what you're saying and then analyze it and then pick each word.
Have you always been around like-minded individuals in that sense? Have you had to make any abrupt shifts with your friendship circles maybe in the past?
Not intentionally. It's more of that you just naturally gravitate away from each other.
Yeah.
It's not, obviously when I see the guys in person, like, it's all love.
It's all love, isn't it?
All love.
Therefore.
But eventually it's a thing where it just happens.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah. I've even accepted that some of my brethrens, they might hear some of the things I express, and like what you said before, some like beforehand you probably struggle to get what I was saying. I feel like a lot of my age mates or a lot of my brethrens probably feel the same way. But the more I've done it, actually, more people have gravitated towards the conversation as a whole. To be honest, it's not really foreign as it used to be, which I'm happy. It means the message is becoming more clearer, essentially. So
I think it's always been clear.
Yeah. Just your ability to digest it, innit?
You have to be at a certain frequency to actually comprehend what's being said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But I mean, that's another thing as well. Like, even though I didn't understand anything you were saying, like, it's not like I was off-put by what you were saying. It's still, I was still very intrigued to hear your perspective and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that again shows that you have to be open-minded.
Willing to. Yeah, you probably ask yourself, why don't I understand this?
Yeah. It was like, why did he say that?
Yeah.
Okay. He said that because, and then that's when you actually start thinking.
Yeah.
But if it's like a thing where you're immediately shutting off what he said because you didn't understand it,
and
it shows you're
weak. I think it's weak because it's like if like another man in the same field as me is saying some stuff that I don't understand, why can't I comprehend what he's saying? What does he know that I don't know? I'll be asking myself, and then I'll just go through a whole thing of that. Like, why, how is that the case? Why is that the case? And I'll do everything I can possibly do to make the unknown known, essentially, right? I think people with unknownism, people shy away from it. I think it's good to have a healthy relationship with the unknown because it only provides room for growth in that sense, doesn't it? Like, because I know you've been reading it up as well. I think we're all quite, the stoic man. We all want to thrive to be the stoic man and whatnot. What do you think on that whole culture as a whole, like just stoicism and manlyhood as a whole? Do you think it's toxic in this day and age?
I'll say my two-piece.
No, you want to go first?
Okay, I don't mind. I don't think there's... So I got this perspective from a guy on TikTok actually. Okay. So there's no such thing as toxic masculinity or toxic femininity. Okay. There's only toxic people who are masculine and toxic people who are feminine.
Yes, I like that.
A man can't be toxic for stating his preferences. Neither can a woman.
Yeah.
You're just a toxic person. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So that's what I believe. I don't think there's anything toxic to masculinity.
We want to categorize it, innit?
Yeah.
Put it into gender, innit?
And it's funny because you never hear the word or the phrase toxic femininity. It's only toxic masculinity that you hear.
Yeah.
Because a man said something that a woman doesn't agree with.
Yeah.
Or society doesn't agree with.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people, maybe especially female listeners, that are listening to this or watching this, they're actually anticipating something toxic to be said anyway, if that makes sense.
They'll probably hate me already.
Yeah, you ain't even done that in life.
I don't care, bro. You hate me.
Don't care.
You're past that, innit?
Yeah, exactly. I don't care.
Yeah. I think that's the funny thing with content creating. Like, you know, it's the version you're seeing is the version we choose to give off. In a sense, it's all calculated. It's never the full extent of who we truly are. And you never really will unless you've meeted us and you meet us. And even after meeting us, you might not even get the full image after that.
Picture.
So to make a judgment based on that, I think is quite. I think it's a reflection of who you are. I think someone might see this and think, who do these guys think they are? I've received that type of reception before. It's clear that low vibrational individuals or just individuals that hate life. They hate themselves. It's so clear. Like for you to hate on another man in such a way or just view another man negatively in such a manner just doesn't. I can't quite comprehend that. Even if they're trying and whatnot. I feel like a lot of people when they see pods, they because everyone's got a voice now, innit? So I hear it. Like there are men out there that are just coming on here talking a load of junk and
rubbish.
whatnot. But I guess it's up to individuals such as us to maybe change that perspective.
And bring substance to the world.
Insight and whatnot. Definitely.
I mean, I understand why people obviously hatred never makes sense to me. Like, how could you have space and heart to hate someone? You could disagree with someone, cool.
Yeah.
But to actually hold a grudge permanently because you don't like someone is, to me, stupid, in my opinion. But then I understand why some people may feel type of way to podcast owners because, I mean, I've seen on TikTok as well, you have some guys, especially men, that they'll be saying some silly things on podcasts sometimes.
Yeah. But I'm thinking now as well, imagine I'm an individual, I've clicked on one of your YouTube videos, both of you, man, and it's like, yo guys, it's me, Mr. VT Pause, yo guys, it's Jason here, and you lot of, like your previous videos, you've got a dumb pump, chest is up, They're probably thinking, who the fuck, do you think you're someone, do you think you're bad? Even though you might not be carrying yourself in that way, but simply down to the perception of it, like you're in the camera just looking so you probably come across quite egotistical, would you not argue? You know what I'm saying?
But then again, I think it's the energy you're coming with, so people can sense the energy you're actually coming with. You're just being authentic and being yourself, then it's different compared to someone that's just,
being a snob.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer that though. If you view me and think I'm egotistical, then cool.
Go with it, innit?
Yeah, cool. As long as you don't see me as a weak person, then cool. That's your own perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, because I know I'm not being egotistical. The reason why in some of my videos my top's off is because my top's just off.
Yeah. I work for this shit, man.
It's just off.
Yeah. But how have you? So would you? It's interesting, right? So do you think if he had no physique, you still have the same sense of clarity? You think you'd still not give a toss? What's contributing to your ability to kind of detach yourself from external perceptions, if that makes sense?
I would say accomplishments.
Simple as in it.
I accomplished my dream physique. What can you actually say to me?
Yeah.
What can you actually say to me?
It is that simple, isn't it? Yeah.
Jason, stop showing your body.
What?
Okay. Why? Tell me why.
Yeah. Tell me why. Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm not even showing it to, I'm not showing it in order to get some sort of attention. Obviously, it's going to get attention, but
inevitably,
it's not like the sole purpose of it. Oh, let me take my top so people watch me. It's not because of that. It's just second nature. I'm bold.
It's my vessel, isn't it? Yeah. I do get that, to be honest.
That's funny now that I think about it.
It's jokes, isn't it?
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, I do think as well. So when, I don't know if you guys could agree with this, but when you're having debates or talking to someone and they disagree with what you say, I find it okay if someone disagrees with what I do and they're able to articulate why they disagree.
Yeah.
No problem. If we're debating about something or I've posted a video, whether, regardless if I've done something you don't like and you're able to articulate why you don't like it, why I shouldn't have done it or whatever, cool, fair enough. But then if you're just talking off your feelings, oh, you shouldn't have done it because I feel like this, like,
I care about how you feel.
Yeah.
Did that ask for your opinion?
Articulate why you disagree, and then I'll take your criticism or whatever. I'll acknowledge what you just said. Cool. But if you're just talking to me based off your feelings, then it just shows your level of thinking.
Yeah.
And your mindset.
Definitely that. Yeah. I mean, it's all down to self-perception. I think I've not once. It's funny, right? I mean, we're all in the same boat essentially. Great physiques. We all carry ourselves a certain way, and we've not once clashed heads, is it? Like, we've not once like disputed each other's actions or whatnot, and it's because, again, self-perception. I've gone through this journey, so I see you do an action. I was like, yeah, I understand why you've done that. I actually have done my own version of that. So there's not really a reason to really hate. Anyone hating is just really lack of understanding, just a limited perspective that they have on you. Really, that's all it really is. That's all it really ties down to. Definitely.
Spoke about that last week actually on Alan's podcast.
Oh yeah.
Literally talking about how people can actually hate on someone else, especially viewing someone else's content online. Like, how can you actually type that hateful message?
Yeah.
Unless they've done something that deserves some sort of disagreement, then cool. But just hating, it's very confusing to me.
In general.
Very confusing.
How do you guys deal with hate then?
Do you know what? It's one of them. I get easily shaken when I do face that, because I don't ever. So when I do get a hint of it, I'm like, oh, this is unfamiliar territory. How am I gonna go about this? I'm just me, man. Like, I ain't done nothing wrong. I'm just here unapologetically being myself. What could you possibly, dislike me for? So how I go about it is almost like I kind of, them was like, I feed into my own delusion. I'm like, they're the problem. It can't be me. They're the problem, which can be bad at times, but I kind of go with that
truth,
kind of, like, is it really me if I don't have any expectations, or I don't hold myself in I don't see myself as anyone above or anyone better than someone. I actually think me and you are level. I think we're the same. I think we're all a fragment of what's whole and already complete. Why would you want to see me as any less, or why would you view me as any higher to then hate on me and for placing me in that high position, if that makes sense? It comes from one of those, both of them sides of the spectrum, to be honest.
Yeah, people just want to pull you down to their level, innit?
Yeah.
So it comes down to.
I think it's just a lack of comprehension. I mean, people don't like what they don't understand, to a degree.
Yeah.
They don't understand it. Okay, because I don't understand what you're doing, I don't like it. I can't, and I don't want to. I can't be bothered to understand what you're doing, so I'm just going to choose not to understand it. So yeah, I don't like what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, to an extent.
Yeah. People are, I think individuals are overly invested into what other people are doing at times. Like, I think thoughts for myself. I don't really ever try and over invest into someone else, what someone else is doing anyway. Like, even if it's something I don't necessarily reside with or like see eye to eye with, I'm just like, yeah, that's each their own. Do you're obviously happy, and I can appreciate that for you. That's, keep it stepping, innit? I think it should just end there, but people want to, feel a type of way and take it to a further extent, which is something that I just can't quite wrap my head around. But I guess that's how the world goes, isn't it?
I mean, I do think if someone said something stupid, you should
probably
tell them that they don't have to grill them, but I mean, tell them, yo, what you said was stupid. Not in a way to belittle them, but you can't now go around spreading what you just told me to other people, because now you're just diluting the world with nonsense. Yeah. So I do think that people should be called out for saying the wrong things, but you just gotta say it in a way where you're not belittling them. Just educate them.
Have you ever been pulled up on any BS before in any of your content? Like, have you ever found yourself in that same position? You as well, Michael?
I'm pretty sure I have, you know.
You think?
I just can't think of it.
Oh,
I'm pretty
okay,
sure I
yeah.
have.
Probably
I'm
quick
pretty
to
sure I
dismiss it, innit? Like, yeah, that's a thing of the past, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure I have.
Have I?
Or just hate on the comments or what?
Yeah, or just like you've been called out on some BS.
Oh, wait. I remember one instance actually, you know. Yeah, it was on TikTok. I remember I stitched someone's video.
Yeah.
Because, this girl, she must have said something about men wanted to do vlogs, how we shouldn't be doing vlogs and stuff.
Okay.
And I made a stitch saying, yo, guys, you can't even do vlogs, like,
Yeah.
men can't do anything nowadays. Along those lines. And then she was in my comments, just talking nonsense.
What? I don't agree with that.
Oh,
You
man.
see that, again, we've just established that there's no toxic femininity, but there is a category of women that push that agenda, like
Sassy men.
yeah, or like men that I don't know. There's just bare things that they say. What's one of them they say? There's one of them. It just follows. It just starts with as a man, and then it follows with. I'm thinking, as a man, what, man? Like, what do you mean, like?
As a man,
As a man, and he just knows something.
Yeah, he just knows something man's covered.
Silly is just gonna.
Men used to go to war, you know. That's what men used to go to war. And then if I reply to that, I'm now misogynistic. Oh, gosh.
I think buzzwords are definitely killing our people. Like,
sure.
People's buzzwords, boom, they're quick to categorize and attach it to that one thing. When these times, it's not even that take more time.
Words like insecure, you're insecure, or you're controlling, or you're toxic.
Yeah.
A lot of buzzwords are being thrown around so cheaply.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, without any meaning as well. Like, nowadays, I remember I had a conversation with one woman. This is actually during my PT course.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm not going to say the guy's name. Actually, no, I will say his name, Andrew Tate.
Okay.
So I remember I asked the woman, what's your perception of Andrew Tate? She said, he's misogynistic. I said, okay, wow, okay. So you said that. I'm not gonna get onto you for saying that word. I'm just gonna challenge your way of thinking. Okay, why do you think he's misogynistic? Because my second question, what does misogyny mean? Silence.
Yeah.
So I said to her, okay, so you've now been brainwashed by the media. Yeah. It's cool if you don't like him, but then articulate to me why.
Understand why, yeah. You don't understand why.
You just don't like him because everyone around you doesn't like him.
There is a collective mentality we all like to feed into just to feel a part in it. Just to feel like, I think like this because everyone else does more time as well.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
And what I just said isn't even about Andrew Tate. It's the story behind it. It's the fact that she was so quick to judge someone because of other people's perspectives. Like, do your own research before you now come and make your judgment about someone.
Definitely. But it's funny you say that, actually, because as I was getting my hair done, my hairdresser was actually expressing the same thing, but yours was more methodical, I'll give you that. There was another side where there were men that would come and get their hair done. She won't mind me saying this anyway. But she was like, there was a group, there was like men that at a certain time, actually, this was when Tate was popping, innit? They'll come and like, what do you think of Tate? And she would just be like she doesn't care. Like she's not even like anything against him. Like, yeah, I don't really. She just doesn't buy into that whole mentality as a whole, innit? Not even just that in particular, but just socials as a whole. She's not really fazed by that. She was like, yeah, no, I don't really. And the man then would be like, what? Why are they like? They kind of follow what you say. Like, well, why? What do you? They're just kind of edging on, looking for a fight. And I noticed a lot of men were also doing that. So the same way women will feed into this collective mentality, a lot of men are doing it on the other side as well, where it's like, okay, I've just listened to Tate speak, I'm going to pick a fight with any girl that I see now. Like, a lot of them embody that mentality, and it's almost like, this is why I say, you know, having a sense of self is key, because when you have a sense of self, you will actually refine the information he's saying, the school of thought he's coming from. It's all contributing to that stoic self-improvement type of thing. Obviously, there's some downsides to his messages, but I think, you know, refining his information and absorbing what will transcend you as an individual is what's key here, you know. So I think anything external to that is just external, man. We ain't really got to buy into that, man. You know them ones. But yeah. He has been quiet recently as well, though, hasn't he? Like, he's not really made much
Hasn't been
noise in
talking
there.
much, no.
Probably
Yeah.
because the charges or something.
All of that
so you
stuff.
can't.
Apparently he's back out. I don't know what they're doing with the. You know, I don't even know what to believe anymore. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't really. You know what I mean? I'm not really that invested into it as much anymore. I've moved on from that. I think this is the thing as well. Like, things happen in phases, because I've expressed this before, where when I was maybe 17, 18, I was into the red pill community. Men, how to grab chicks, how to do all that stuff in it. I was fed into that because obviously I was a man, or I was a boy. I lacked a sense of self. I feel like I had to kind of educate myself or just equip myself, dare I say. And it's funny how I feel like I've moved past that, because I realized a lot of the messages they were getting that were mainly to do with like how to grab chicks, how to do the. I'm like, yeah, cool, but I'm past that, man. It's not about the chicks. I'm trying to become a superhero, mate. I'm trying to become a warrior, bro. Like, I don't really care about the chicks. Like, fuck the chicks, man. But yeah, I think it's funny. People will cling on to certain things just to feel validated, essentially.
Significant.
Yeah, just to feel significant. It's one of them ones.
It's lack of self.
Lack of self. Do you get it?
Definitely.
What do you feel about the red pill community? I have my opinions on that, but I was
Yeah.
get you lot's perspective.
I think I think they're valid, but I think they were just overly anchored onto just women. Like, it
100%.
became a point where, how am I going to say this? It became a point where they actually, minimize. Like, they actually, I'm not going to go as far as say objectify, but they definitely made the way they expressed their viewpoints on women. It was definitely like minimizing them, but this new, I won't say school of thought, but this new way of thinking I've adopted has actually embraced femininity, where I see them as, I believe the universe in essence is feminine, them ones. Like, so it's like, that contradicts the message that they were talking about, because they're all there saying, yeah, chicks, brush them, but I'm all here, I'm in spirit, in essence, the universe is feminine, so it's a much greater view of looking at them now, I'd say. So again, it's just my only drawback with the red pill community is just how their perspective on women. But they definitely did cause a shift in myself, where they taught me self-perception, I think. Before that, I was kind of just flowing, just taking life as it is. But what that way of thinking taught me is simple tweaks in your mindset can actually alter your reality and can alter the experiences you have in life, as well as, and that comes with the women and whatnot. But that was the first kind of taste where I got like, I deeped, okay, you are somewhat in control when you add certain tweaks to your mindset. That was the one thing. That was the greatest thing I took from them, at least. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with that last bit.
What are you?
I'm just absorbing everything, man.
Yeah.
But,
Did you find yourself? I mean, they were all over my YouTube at one point. Like the whole there was certain individual like Steph is cold. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Steph is cold. Like
I think that was the first one actually. That was the first guy. I
yeah,
actually tapped into.
OG man, top OG.
Yeah,
Big him
OG,
up though.
yeah.
Big him up. Shout out Steph is cold. But yeah. I think all men just kind of find yourself in that space, don't you? It's part of the
stepping stone.
developmental stages, precisely.
100%,
Yeah,
100%.
definitely.
So therefore, is like some elements that you should take away from that. The whole, actually no. This is one thing I would say. The one thing I don't like about the red pill community, I feel like they monetize off men's sadness. What I mean by that is a lot of them have courses on how to get women.
Yeah.
Like, why are you selling courses on how to get women? Come on, a lot of guys aren't gonna put what you said into practice.
Yeah.
But you're still monetizing off their sadness. Like, you told them how to get women. The best way to get women is to go out there and get women.
Yeah.
Not to learn
Try
a
and
flipping
fail.
course.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, and they monetize off a lot of men's sadness.
But you can't. We're asking for it though.
Yeah.
Like,
Same
we're
time,
in
can't
that.
blame
We're
them,
in
yeah.
that. We're asking to be capitalized off in
Yeah.
that sense. Like, how can this? And this is the thing about Tay. They said he was exploiting young men. That was the term they tried to say. But what his comeback was, well, if you've got a guy calling you and saying that he's suicidal and whatnot, and the words you're saying change his self-perception, is it exploitation or is it assistance? You know what I mean? It's a very thin line, to be honest. Young men in that stages, that's when we're most volatile. That was when I was most volatile. That was when I was going through the most changes in around that time. And what that done is it hardened my mindset. So I wasn't so fragile. Before I was quite futile, I was quite fragile. I used to be, I won't say a victim, but I just used to be a passenger in life, you know. That kind of gave me the urge to take control and really, you know, become the man that I'm striving to become, you know, them ones. So I guess, you know, they say what makes a man is the ability to deal with hardships and adversity,
100%.
right? So I guess dwelling in the hardships you go through in life is the pinnacle of everything, really.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Good convo, man.
Yeah, we're flowing, man.
Yeah,
We're flowing. Yeah. But I think personal training, actually, what I do like about it is the first taste of, and I've heard many other individuals, successful individuals, express the same thing. A lot of like people in the industry we know actually started off as PTs. And I think it is the first step into entrepreneurship. I think it's the best, you're working for yourself, and I think personal training is so individualistic. You can take it in any direction. As a personal trainer, you can go into, obviously there's fitness, you can find yourself in modelling, you can find yourself in, you know, life coaching, therapy, psychology, because you're now, you become a humanitarian now, say, because you're interacting with people, your social skills are being worked on. So it's very diverse. It's what you choose to kind of do with it, is one of them ones. Do you think women in the fitness industry get it a lot easier than men? Me and the man then were talking about this before.
I'll be honest, bro. That shouldn't even be a question.
It's clear.
Content creating.
We talk about content
and
creating,
opportunities, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that in a way to like hate on women. Like it is what it is, and I can't control it. So,
Damn, man.
but I do think they do.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense though, because
It's a physical thing, isn't it? They look.
and these companies know it as well.
Yeah.
Are they what? They're not rating the man them though. Like, I don't understand. Like, what are we?
Who's bringing them more money?
I know. It's
Who's
the women,
bringing
did
them-
it?
I mean, I believe that women they make up a larger, the whole consumer base.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they're the ones who are raking in more money.
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes sense why the companies are,
Yeah.
you know,
I think
using them, monetizing
yeah.
them, advertising them.
For Mandem, it's unless you're in America, like the Eubanks and the Trend Twins and them. Unless you're like of that caliber, you're not really. It's just not really a space for us there, is there? In that sense, they got to create one. I mean, maybe that's what's happening. Maybe that's
Could create one.
Yeah.
Never know, man.
I mean, I've been scrolling through TikTok and I'm seeing advertisements of a girl promoting this whole Oxy Shred as well. I'm just seeing girls promoting Oxy Shred.
Yeah.
Or that new brand, DYFNE or whatever.
I haven't seen that.
Or is it AYBL?
Oh, I think I've seen that.
I've seen all these brands. I've seen girls promoting that. No hate, like, no shade.
Yeah.
It makes sense because I mean, you look good when they're promoting it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna grab attention.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Get your bag, girl. Get your bag. It's fairs.
Yeah, they definitely have more opportunities in the fitness industry than guys, for sure.
Yeah, I've actually seen a girl's page blow up in the space of this.
I think I know who you're talking about. Cut this part out. And if you look at the followers, like you'll see a lot of them are probably even guys as well.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to why they're blown up very fast. And again, no shade.
Yeah.
Do what you have to do.
I think, in life you gotta
Monetize.
utilize your assets,
Exactly.
man. I mean, if there's a market for you and there's a space asking to be capitalized, do it by all means. Like, do it with no hesitation. Like, just go for it, full on, man. Definitely. Yeah.
But how would you? You've collabed with a lot of females.
Yeah, well,
How's
quite a
that?
few.
Yeah.
So it's quite even. When people try to pull that card off, like, girls. I'm like, yeah, well, but the man them, I've done more guys than girls. Pause. And it's like, I've collabed with more guys than girls. So when people all of a sudden the one girl out of the 10 guys, all of a sudden that's the issue. All of a sudden, but no, I mean, gym's vibes, man. Like, you just link up, do your sesh. get your content, and just, you know, just keep it stepping. That's all it is to it, really. It's just a chance to network with like-minded individuals. And you know what? And, you know, if you actually look at those videos do the most views. One of my most successful, like the highest amount of views on my YouTube channel is a video with a girl, and it's like...
I think I saw that on you.
Yeah.
That video is very... that was a funny video.
Yeah, but that's just my thing. I think the interaction between a male and a female is just... a girl's gonna watch it, a guy's gonna watch it, thinking, what's this? Everyone's watching it, so... There's meaning behind it. Do you know what I mean?
I think there's like a mixture of like the masculine and feminine.
Yeah,
that's come together.
It's just eye catching, isn't it? You're just intrigued. Like
there's like a connection that you two would have. That you would have that same connection if it was with another guy.
Another guy, exactly.
Or another, like two girls together.
Yeah, I feel like, I promise you, I feel like, say if you're a normal NPC just scrolling through content, you see two guys like, two guys, guy and a girl, oh, you might go back, like,
it's just about,
it's just something, I don't know, it's just more engaging, I guess, isn't it? It's one of them ones. Yeah. But, let me see, I think, a few minutes.
So do you think that networking with different people is the best way to basically
grow? Yeah.
So you need help from others, isn't it?
Yes. Exposing yourself to different... I see it as... Like, say if I make a video, because I think we're the similar, I feel like we have similar followers. And it's weird, right? Because the community or industry we're part of, we're creators, but we also consume our own content as well. Like, I consume all of you lot's content, and I'm pretty sure it's vice versa. So it's like, with that one, we're exposed to similar people anyway, but when you branch out, expose yourself to different algorithms, different people from different ends. I mean, you're from northwest. I'm from east. That's just polar ends of London. You know what I mean? So anything in between that can be like it's just a chance for opportunity, chance for growth, isn't it? Yeah. That was one of the reasons why I actually did invest in the mics anyway. The minute I got 2 mics, I said that this is my thing. I've always been like I've always wanted to have, not necessarily my own show, but I've always felt a need to I want to be able to have a space where people can authentically be themselves and just express their character, their true charisma, because I'm like that, I like to say. So if we're both like that, we mesh well, get good content, get good energy, and it's just, you know, it's a beautiful solution, you know, like that. Yeah.
I remember the first day I got a microphone.
Yeah.
I remember the first day, man.
You're tired of your own voice, isn't it?
No, not even.
Is it?
Like, oh no, see, even that, yeah. I think I had to, yes, I remember when I actually decided to take content much more seriously. I remember I went back and looked at all my old YouTube videos. Okay. And I had to just get used to it. I said, okay, cool, you may cringe at it now, but you need to stop cringing at it, because at the end of the day, it's you.
Yeah.
You can't cringe at yourself.
Yeah.
So then, now, if I was to look at old piece of content, it's like, oh, that was me back then. Look at the growth. Yeah. I've changed.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, I know it's hard, but you shouldn't be cringing at your own.
Yeah. One thing, when I was teaching classes, and you've got the mic on, innit? So I'm all teaching, and I'm now hearing myself, and I guess it's like, my voice is just hardwired into... Obviously, wait, you know one thing I've actually always thought about? Do you think... You see the thoughts you're thinking of? Are they in your voice? Like, are Jason's thoughts in Jason's voice?
It could change any voice I want it to be.
So what does that mean? Have you got another man's voice in your head or something?
That might sound crazy what I just said. But, I mean... I mean this is... Because remember, if you're rapping a song, like, you don't know the lyrics. Yeah. Are you rapping in your own words, or you're not hearing the artist's voice?
It's your voice in the artist's tones. I don't know. It's weird.
A merge of both.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's weird, isn't it?
Okay. Like think of a song like right now. Let's say Drake.
Okay.
Think of a Drake song right now.
Yeah, it's Drake's voice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's Drake's voice.
It's his voice in your head. Okay, now think of any sentence with Drake's voice.
Talk
to yourself in Drake's voice.
No, it's my voice. Oh, because I told myself though. I don't know. I had to unlearn Drake's voice. But I don't know why. Wait. No, but it's too much thinking. This much thinking doesn't happen.
Obviously, naturally it'll be your own voice.
Yeah.
But if you were to think about it, you could.
But why are you thinking about Drake's voice on a day-to-day basis?
No.
It's like if you're just like on the road, like, you know what I'm saying, like, what? Oh no, it's true though. My thoughts are.
Obviously, your own thoughts will be your own voice. Obviously.
Yeah.
But, I mean.
But what does like? I'm thinking like, what if like the voice is the same voice, but it's our brain that's perceiving it as ours, if that makes sense.
What is our voice?
Yeah, that internal dialogue.
Yeah,
it's the same dialogue we all have though. Like, the thoughts that I'm projecting in my mind are also thoughts that you're projecting in yours. So it's one of them ones. I don't know, actually. Thoughts.
Because this is one thing I used to think when I was younger. I think this is when I first realised or found out about consciousness.
Okay.
What if, yeah... See, this is going to make me... This is crazy,
go for it.
What if I wasn't me in this body? Let's say if I was in Michael's body. Then would it still be my voice or my thoughts? Would it be Michael's thoughts? Now I'm even confused myself.
That's crazy.
We could take it there. It's the same. No, I think it's the same essence. So the same consciousness. You know, like plug in the robot, like electricity. Wait, so that's like consciousness. So in your vessel, you've got your essence, Michael's essence, my essence. It's the same essence, but expressed into these vessels, into everyone else's vessels.
A different output.
Different output.
Yeah.
Same thing, the same whole thing, just expressed infinitely. Because I'm not just... Wow, this is where it gets a bit... I'm not just me. I'm also... I'm not the experience of me. No, we can't take it there. I'll take it there, but I got to go through a whole chain of... On that note, guys, we'll go ahead and end it there. Wait, we could have taken it to a whole other depth there. Maybe in another state, in another day, I would have chopped that up nicely. But yeah. No, well, I'm dead. But hey, Jace, thanks for coming through, man. First debut. We've seen you here way more often. 100%. Definitely. 100%. Man, then before we shoot off, anything you need to plug? Guys, they're both on YouTube. Both of their channels will be down in the description. So
Jason Aldean on every platform.
Get out all of their social platforms. They're there. That's everything.
That's it.
Right then, guys. Peace and love. We'll catch you lot in the next episode.
Great work, lads.
Yes. Nice one. Nice one, lad.
Great one.
Great work, lad.
Great one, man.